few important announcements that I want to make at this point in time. So I've been getting a lot of emails related to the queries related to the exam, how to enroll for the exam, what is the exam fees, how will be the exam conducted, etc. All these questions are being asked, not just to my email, but also a Sabha office is being contacted as well as Vyoma office is being contacted for the same query. So first thing to note, SSS Prathama exam, that is Surya Saraswati Sabha Prathama exam, the last date to fill the application form is extended till July last week. So as of now, please don't worry about the exam. When I say this statement, don't worry, in two ways I say. One is by hearing the word exam, don't get panic or don't worry about it. It will be an easy one. And if you have attended these classes regularly and have done the homework or the activities or the tasks that I have given diligently, you shouldn't be worrying about the exam. That is the first point. Okay, and the next one is don't worry about how like where will this exam be conducted. All these details are being worked out by the Sabha, and we have also had a word with the director of the Sabha, Dr. Suresh sir, and we have requested that there are many students who are also participating from various geographical locations, and what best can be done for all the students. So the Sabha is working towards making the exam online. This is being worked on, but more details are yet to follow. Okay, so kindly have some patience and don't worry about the either the filling of the application form or related to the exam. All these information I shall be providing it to you once I have some communication or updates from the Sabha in our classes, in the upcoming classes. So you can wait until the last week of July when most of the things will be clear, and we'll be providing you more details based on that. Okay, and so in this matter, with respect to this, my sincere request is kindly do not call either Sabha or Vyoma office or write emails to me with respect to these questions related to the exam. So all the exam related queries or details, I shall be providing it to you in the class itself. Like this, I'll make some announcements in the upcoming classes as and when the things are clear. So please note, this is specifically we have based on the request that we have made, and these are applicable for all the students who have enrolled for the Prathama course through Vyoma. So in general, at the examination centers for the Prathama, the application forms are being collected, and that is a different process. But specifically for this online course that we are conducting, we are making some requests, and based on how Sabha will work towards them and provide more information, we shall be updating to you. So please make note of this, and don't worry about either of the details of the exam or when to fill the application form, etc. I shall be making a Google form for the application form for the exam, which I shall roll out by the last week of July itself. Okay, so until then, please focus more on studying, and please practice all these lessons whatever we have done so far and in the subsequent classes. Okay, please make note of this. Another announcement is related to I'm planning to conduct one intermediate assessment either on 24th or 25th July, which is the coming week, next week. So there is at least more than 10 days time for you all to prepare and revise whatever we have learned so far. All the portions completed till 16th July, that is until this Friday. Whatever portions will be completed till Friday, that will be included for the test, the intermediate assessment. So please start preparing all the things that we have learned in our class. So this will be mainly related to whatever is there part of the textbook. Also a few questions which are concept related, which I have explained in the class. It will be including that as well. So you'll have to memorize all the shlokas, the Prarthana shlokas and the Subhashitani, which we have already done. And then you will also have to memorize the Shabda Rupani and Dhatu Rupani of all the Shabdas and Dhatus that we have learned so far. So these are some things which are there. Apart from that, the first lesson itself, the Varna Vichara, Varnamala classification, etc. Then we have done Pullinga Shabda Parichaya, Strilinga Shabda Parichaya, Napumsakalinga Shabda Parichaya, and this lesson number 4 that we'll be completing today. And there will be some more portions that we shall do it in today's class as well as in Friday's class, which we'll have to practice. And Please ensure you prepare well for all these things. This is the first another announcement. Next, most important thing is extra classes. So I was thinking that it will be beneficial if we have one Q&A session, dedicated Q&A session this week, this Saturday, so that any questions that you have related to the course content we have learned so far, I'll be happy to answer them. So hope because in every class I'll not be able to give time for all the students for their doubt clarification. I thought having a dedicated QA session will be beneficial, and hence I've planned out this way. The details related to what is the meeting ID, etc. I shall be rolling out a mail, or I will provide that details on the Friday class. But this time, hopefully, this will be all of you will be able to attend without fail. Okay, this is mainly for the Q&A session. Like this, I shall also have one or two more extra classes later, again by the last week of July or in the beginning weeks of August, to answer your questions or doubts, or to complete some of the important portion if something is left out. So one thing is the exam will be conducted in the last week of August, last Sunday of August, which is 29th August. And I'm as per my plan, our lessons, the learning should be completed before August 15th. I think August 13th is a Friday. So by that time, we'll be able to complete the syllabus which is prescribed for Prathama exam. So you will be still having more than 2 weeks time for you to prepare. And of course, you would be preparing on a daily basis. So it wouldn't be very difficult for you to face the exam. We shall also plan out a preparatory exam as well as maybe a few one or two revision or revision class, which would be part of doubt clarification session as well. Okay, please note these points. And next is the memorization portions of whatever we have learned already, that is Subhashitani, Stotrani, and then Varnotpati have been uploaded onto the course page. It is available in the exam corner on the first line item itself, memorization portions. That's how it is named. You can please listen to this and practice it well. Last thing, please ensure you are writing down the notes and exercises. Please do these diligently. Not that it is just that you listen to the class and answer during the class, but you will also have to practice. Only with the practice you'll be able to master any subject for that matter. So please practice it well. Okay, write down the notes. Though you may have slides, printouts, etc., but handwritten notes is very valuable. Okay, so hope this part is clear. Okay, so what is the pattern of the exam, sir? Is it multiple choice or theory will also be there? There's one question which is being asked. So don't worry about it. I shall provide some details either in Friday's class or during the doubt clarification session. Okay. So the meanings of the shlokas, so meaning of the stotrani is not part of the test. So don't worry. That is memorization is something which you will have to practice. Okay. Okay, so with that we shall okay, there's one more question which I will try to answer now. Is there a way to memorize all the vibhaktis? Since there are so many, it becomes very confusing. Okay, so I have told this method earlier also. This is another, I'm kind of repeating it with slight modifications. So how to memorize Shabda Rupani and Dhatu Rupani? There's no shortcut, okay, but methodical practice will definitely help. How to do it, how to go about it, I shall tell that in few minutes. So first is read the Shabda at least 3 to 4 times. Read the Shabdas. So keep it in front of you. Start reading it. Ramaha Ramo Ramaha, Ramam Ramo Raman, or say Hey Rama Hey Ramo Hey Ramaha, Ramam Ramo Raman. In this way, read the Shabdas at least 3 to 4 times. By that time, you would be at least familiar of what forms will be available in which vibhakti. Okay. Next, try to tell the Shabda, read one vibhakti, and closing your eyes, try to recollect that particular vibhakti and repeat it at least twice or thrice. Next, do this in sequence. That is, first after reading the Prathama Vibhakti, next go to Dvitiya Vibhakti, read the Dvitiya Vibhakti, or say Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti, He Rama, He Rama, He Rama. Then now close your eyes and recollect Prathama Vibhakti and Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti, both these Vibhaktis. So Ramaha Ramo Ramaha, He Rama He Ramo He Ramaha, Ramaha Ramo Ramaha, He Rama He Ramo He Ramaha. In this way, if you practice it twice or thrice, by maybe in a few practices, you will be able to master this Shabda Rupani. Once you do this way, this is the oral practice. After you do this, you'll also have to write it. So while writing, try to see if you can remember and then write. Don't refer to the book or don't see and write. Okay, that will help you to remember, recollect, and then write it. Then correct it whether all the forms you have written is right or not. And wherever there is a mistake, correct it and then practice it again. So this is one of the methodical way in which you will have to practice this. Another way, more other possibilities is record this Shabda Rupani in your own voice. You will all be having a smartphone. Just open the voice recorder, read the Shabda and record it. Okay, if you want, you can record it twice. That is Ramaha Ramo Ramaha, Ramaha Ramo Ramaha, He Rama He Ramo He Ramaha, He Rama He Ramo He Ramaha, etc. Record it and listen to your own voice. Okay, that will be definitely helpful. Okay. So these are some of the ways in which you will be able to practice these and master these Shabda Rupani. Also, there is a course in Vyoma, which is mainly which was mainly started for practicing these Shabda Rupani and Dhatu Rupani, which is available on Vyoma. You can also register for that, and you can refer to the videos and practice them as well. So one of the teacher, Kiran Bhatt Mahodaya, who has also done a few other courses like spoken Sanskritam, Sanskrit Sambhashanam, etc., has conducted that course. It is a very good course. I will recommend. You can refer to that and practice it well as well. So these are some of the ways in which you can master these Shabda Rupani. Okay, sure. Okay. So now we shall proceed with respect to our lesson today. Chaturtha Pataha. We shall continue from where we had left in our last week. So in the last week, we had learned till here, Haritani Trinani Vane Santi. The green grass is available or is present in the forest. Vane is Saptami Bhakti, in the forest it gives. So we had learned till here. Now we shall learn the last paragraph in this particular textbook of Chaturtha Pataha. So those who have the textbook can refer to the last paragraph. Those who don't have, I have typed in the content here. So let us start reading it. Okay. So now I shall call out a few students to read out these sentences. Praveena Hchen.
Ram Ram Mahoday.
Ram. I shall call out one more student. 1 second. Murali Iyer.
Oh, sorry, I had gone to get the.
Yeah. Can we start now? Okay. Praveena would ask the question and Murali Mahodaya would answer it.
Mahoday. Twam kaha ahvayati.
I didn't hear what was to be done exactly.
Okay, sure. No problem. I shall call out another student. Ranjani R. You can answer the question. Ranjani Bhagini, you can answer the question.
Mam Gaurishah ahvayati.
Yuvam kau nindataha.
Avam Ramesha Gopalau nindataha.
Very good. Dhanyawadaha. Both of you can be on mute until I ask you to come back. So now let us see these sentences and try to understand. Tvam kaha ahvayati. Okay, Praveena Bhagini, Tvam. Can you identify the Vibhakti and Vachana?
Vibhakti
or Ranjani Bhagini.
Dvitiya Vibhakti. Tvam.
Yes, very good. Dvitiya Vibhakti hi ekavachanam. It is Yushmat Shabda. Trilingaha, Trishulingeshu Samanaha Yushmat Shabdaha, Tvam Tva, Yuvam Vam, etc. We have seen, right? So Tvam is Dvitiya Vibhakti ekavachanam. Kaha, which Vibhakti it is in?
Kaha is Pratama Vibhakti.
Prathama Vibhakti hi ekavachanam. That is right.
Vachana.
Kaha Kauke. कम कौकान् किम शब्द मकारान्तः किम शब्दः पुल्लिङ्गः okay next ahvayati can you identify the verb form
Ahvayati is again ekavachana and prathama purusha.
प्रथम पुरुषः एकवचनं पठति पठतः पठन्ति कः आह्वयति is the question. Now along with that it is asked त्वां कः आह्वयति who is calling you त्वां कः आह्वयति who calls you who calls त्वां who is calling you that is the question. So since the question is त्वां that is yushmat shabda the answer it is translated or changed to mam. Okay, whenever you ask a question who is calling you, when you answer you say he is calling me, and he will not say he is calling you, right? So these are interchangeable. If the question has yushmat shabda then answer will have asmat shabda. Okay, so the answer kaha ahvayati, kaha is replaced by gauri shah ahvayati. This is again in prathama vibhakti ekavachanam. Ahvayati is retained the same way, whatever is there in the question the same thing is there. And tvam, instead of tvam it is mam gauri shah ahvayati. Dvitiya vibhakti ekavachanam. Okay, mam gauri shah ahvayati. Ahvayati means calls or invites. Either of these way we can think. Next, similarly, yuvam gau nindataha. Yuvam is in dvitiya vibhakti. Tvam yuvam yuyam. Tvam tva yuvam vam yushman vaha. So Vidya Bhakti Dvivachanam. Yuvam, you too. Nindataha. Can you identify the form? Pravina Bhagini.
Nindataha is Dvitiya Dvivachana.
Dvivachanam.
Prathama Purusha. Madhyama. No, Prathama Purusha.
Prathama Purusha.
Prathama Purushaha Dvivachanam. That is right. Yes. Right? Pathati pathataha pathanti. Pathataha. There is no Mahaprana here. Okay. So it is okay. And also this is referring to what? This is referring to kau. Kau nindataha. So always remember Prathama Purusha of a Kriya Pada, if it is there, it will be referring to the Prathama Vibhakti of the Namapada of the Subanta. In so far whatever we have learned. Okay. There are also other ways in which you can also depict the Kriya, which is active voice, passive voice, you might have heard in English or in Kannada, etc. The same way in Sanskritam also we have. In this, whatever we have learned so far, all these are called the Kartari Prayoga. Kartari Prayoga is that nothing but the Kriya Pada follows the Karta. Okay, that is the Kartari Prayoga, just in simple sentence. Don't worry too much about the technical terms as of now. So, Kau Nindataha, because this is Dvivachanam, which is Prathama Bhakti Dvivachanam. Also, the Kriya Pada also is in Dvivachanam. Kau nindataha. Okay. And yuvam again, the same way. Yuvam, avam. Yuvam changes to avam. Kau nindataha. Kau is two people who two are blaming you or criticizing you, etc. Nindataha. If you see, blames or censures, etc. This is the meaning of nindati. Ramesha Gopalau nindataha. Ramesha Gopalo, Ramaha Ramau, Balakau Nindataha, Adhyapakau Nindataha, Shikshike Nindataha, Shikshika, Shikshike, Shikshikaha. Okay, Strilinga Shabda, Shikshike Nindataha, etc. So this requires a Dvivachana answer, and this is a combination of two words, or basically two Namapada, Ramesha and Gopala. If you combine together, this is a compound word, this is Samasa, don't worry about it. But Ramesha Gopalo, since it is Dvivachana, two people are there, Ramesha Gopalo, Ramakrishna, etc. These are other usages we can think of. Ramesha Gopalo Nindataha. Avam. Ramesha and Gopala are blaming us both. Okay, blaming us. So that is how you can translate this sentence. Hope this part is clear. We shall continue with the next one. Okay, now Ranjani Bhagini will ask the question and Pravina Bhagini will answer. Ranjani Bhagini, you are on mute.
Yushman, ke prashamsanti?
Asman sajjanaah prashamsanti.
Yushman, ke patayanti?
अस्मान् अध्यापकाः पाठयन्ति.
Very good. In the same way, now can you identify quickly? Let us identify all the vibhaktis and vachanas in these sentences. Yushman is in which vibhakti?
It is in Dvitiya Vibhakti.
Very good.
Bahuvachana.
बहुवचन.
Very good. Dvitiya vibhakti bahuvachanam. Very good. Next K.
K is again बहुवचन. प्रथमा पुरुष.
Prathama
प्रथमा विभक्ति.
Prathama vibhakti bahuvachanam. Very good. Next.
प्रशंसन्ति is again
Prathama
बहुवचन.
Purusha.
प्रथमा
Bahuvachana.
Prathama purusha and bahuvachana. Very good. Similarly, it follows the same thing. In the question we have Yushmat Shabda. In the answer we have Asmat Shabda. So it is again in Dvitiya Bhaktihi Bahuvachanam. Then K is the question for which the answer is Sajjanaha. Kaha kauke Sajjanaha Sajjanau Sajjanaha. Ramaha Ramo Ramaha. Adhyapakaha Adhyapakau Adhyapakaha. Asman Adhyapakaha Prashamsanti. Ramaha Prashamsanti. Balakaha Prashamsanti, etc. You can have any answer to that. So this is again in Prathama Bhaktihi and Bahuvachanam and Prathama Purusha and Bahuvachanam. So if you note in all these sentences, see, make this distinction, know this clarity, have this clarity, know the difference. It is the Prathama Bhakti, the word is any other word than Asmad and Yushmat Shabda. And hence the Kriyapada is in Prathama Purusha. Suppose say it was Vayam, if in case of Sajjanaha, Aham Avam Vayam, the Bahuvachana is there, then in this case, instead of Prashamsanti, it would have been, can anyone tell? Praveen or Ranjani Bhagini, if it is Vayam, what it would be?
Prashamsatah.
प्रशंसामः.
Very good. Prashamsamaha. Okay, if it is Vayam, it will be Prashamsamaha. If it is Yuyam, Tvam Yuvam Yuyam, then it will be Prashamsata. Okay.
Prashamsata.
So based on which word it is, what is the doer, who is the doer of the action? Prashamsa is the action, Prashamsati is the action. Who is doing it? Now it is any third person, anyone out other than you or me. And hence it is in Prathama Purusha Bahuvachanam. So don't worry about if the other word, which is in a different vibhakti, is in Asmad or Yushmat Shabda. Okay. All that matters with respect to identifying which Purusha it should be, we will have to refer to the Prathama Bhakti form, Prathama Bhakti word, and correspondingly we will have to choose whether it is Madhyama Purusha, Uttama Purusha, or and accordingly the Vachana as well. Okay. Similarly, Yushman ke Pathayanti, Yushman is the same thing, Dvitiya Bhakti hi Bahuvachanam. I request all of you to please make note of these. Okay, when write down these sentences, try to understand which word it is, Kim Padam, and then which Linga Purusha Vachana. Okay, as and when we practice only, it will be helpful for us to remember it further. Okay, now Pathayanti. Pathayanti is will teach. Okay, who will teach you all? Okay, that is the question. So Asman Adhyapakaha Pathayanti. Teachers teach us all. Okay, teachers teach us basically. Pathayanti. Similar to Pathayati, Pathayataha, Pathayanti. Pathati, Pathataha, Pathanti. Pathati means read. Pathayati means to teach. Okay. Pathati, Pathayati. Karoti, Karayati. Okay. So these are some of the examples you can think. So here there is a prerana that is happening. That is one more person is inducing someone else to do a particular act. Okay. So that these forms, these special forms or these kriya padas are called Nijanta Rupani. Okay. So don't worry about it again. So this is just for the Shravana Samskara. I'm trying to introduce some words which are not part of our syllabus, of course, but as Sanskrit students, we will have to know these things. Okay. Pathayanti is to teach. Asman Adhyapakaha Pathayanti. Okay. Prashamsati means praises, and Sajjanaha means good people or a good person. Sajjanaha is a good person. Sajjanaha, good people. Okay. Dhanyavadaha Pravina Bhagini and Ranjani Bhagini. Well recited and well participated. So hope this part is clear. We shall go to the next set of sentences. We'll call out a few more students now. Koham and Shanta Bhagini. Please be ready. Start.
Namo Namah. Namo Namah.
Koham can ask the question and Shanta Bhagini would answer.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Tvaya sakam ka agacchati.
Maya sartham janakaha agacchati.
Yuvabhyam sardham ke pathanti.
Mamabhyam samam sadirthyaha patanti.
Etai sah ka gayanti.
Etaihi samam
Kaha
balikaha
gayanti. Etaihi sah kaha gayanti.
Etaihi samam balikaha gayanti.
Uttamam. Dhanyavadaha. Now let us try to understand a few more things from these. I'll ask the questions. So Koham and Shanta Bhagini can answer. So Tvaya, which vibhakti and vachana it is?
Tritiya vibhakti ekavachanam.
Very good. Tritiya vibhakti ekavachanam. Tvaya. Okay. Next. Sakam. Let us see. Let us wait for a minute. Okay. Kaha.
Kaha. 1-1.
Yes. Very good. Prathama vibhakti ekavachanam. Agacchati.
Prathama purushan ekavachanam.
Prathama purushaha ekavachanam. Very good. So please note, I'm using the same notation like 1.1. If it is a namapada, it is vibhakti, and if it is a kriya pada, it is purusha. Okay, just remember that so that it's easier. Okay, now we have seen this word gacchati. Agacchati means comes. Okay, gacchati means goes. Agacchati means comes. So a is called as upasarga. A is called a upasarga or a prefix that is added to the kriya padam. So similarly, similar to a, there are many other. Nirgacchati, we might have heard. Nirgacchati. Or for example, pathati, prapathati, etc. Pra is another upasarga which you might have heard. So these will enhance the meaning of the kriyapada. So here in this case, agacchati means comes. It has changed the meaning from go to come. Okay. Now, kaha agacchati, who is coming? Tvaya sakam. Sakam is one word here. Sakam, sardham, samam, and saha. All these four words are meaning along with. And these four words are called avyayas. These do not change with respect to the linga, purusha, or vachana. So sakam will remain sakam if you use with tvaya, maya, or ramena, etc. Anything you use, sakam, sardham, samam, saha will remain as it is. So though you may see sakam is resembling like dvitiya bhakti, ramam, like that, but these words are called avyayas and they do not have any particular linga, vibhakti, or vachana. These are common for all these words. Okay, and hence the name avyaya. So along with, and one more very important note with respect to using these avyayas, these saha, sakam, sardham, samam is the corresponding noun. The corresponding noun will always be in tritiya vibhakti only. Okay, always be in tritiya vibhakti. You can see in all these places. Okay, it is always in tritiya vibhakti. So note down this saha sakam sardham samam means along with. So along with, I go to forest along with Rama or anything. Okay, tvaya sakam kaha agacchati, for the question, the meaning is who is coming along with you? Who is coming along with you? The answer, maya sardham, along with me. Janakaha agacchati. Janakaha, father. Okay, Janakaha, father. Father is coming. Pita agacchati. Okay, similarly, now yuvabhyam is again in tritiya vibhakti, but it is dvivachanam. Dvivachanam, sardham, tvaya yuvabhyam sardham, ke pathanti, bahuvachana, and again here also it's bahuvachana. Ke pathanti, avabhyam samam. So this is again the same way. In the question, if it is tvaya, in the answer it will be maya. That is asmat shabda and yushmat shabda. Okay. Similarly, avabhyam samam satirthyaha pathanti. Ke pathanti, satirthyaha patanti. Satirthyaha. Satirthyaha means student or a classmate. Okay, my classmate. Samam satirthyaha patanti. Along with us, that is along with we both. the other classmates also study. We are doing a group study, for example. Okay. Next, etaihi saha kaha gayanti. Kaha gayanti is the question. Who all are singing? Etaihi saha. Along with these, who all are singing? Etaihi samam balikaha gayanti. Etaihi samam balikaha gayanti. Saha sakam sartham samam. All these four can be interchanged and used. All these mean along with. Okay. So now, etaihi, which linga vibhakti vachana? Shanta Bhagini, can you identify?
Tritiya vibhakti.
Okay. Let us now tell first the shabda, which shabda it is. Etaihi, which shabda it is, whether it is tat shabda, kim shabda, what it is.
Etat
Very
shabda.
good. It is etat shabda. Which linga?
Pullinga.
Pullinga. Very good. So I will put like P. Okay. So it's easier for us to know, or I will just put Pu. Okay. So that is Pullinga. Okay. Then Tritiya Vibhakti. Very
Tritiya
good.
vibhakti Bahuvachanam.
Bahuvachanam. Very good. So etena, etabhyam, etaihi.
Etaihi.
Bahuvachanam. Very good. Etaihi saha kaha gayanti, balikaha gayanti. Etaihi samam balikaha gayanti. Any questions on this slide? Any doubts so far? Shanta Bhagini or Koham?
Yeah, why etaihi is pullinga we have used here?
Right. So this is a question that is being asked. Etaihi saha, along with these boys who are all singing.
Okay, like that.
Yes. So we'll have to split at this point. So kaha gayanti is the question. So here the intended answer is a strilinga shabda. Okay. And hence it is balika, balike, balikaha gayanti. Now, along with these boys, who are all singing? That is the question. So, etaihi is referring to a different set of people and not balikaha. So, if you want to make it more explicit, you can also make it etaihi samam, along with these boys, taha balikaha gayanti or etaha balikaha gayanti. You can also use that way. So, there are two set of people. So, suppose there is a program in the school, and a set of boys are practicing in one room, and one of the teacher will go and ask, okay, who all are singing along with these boys? So that is how this sentence is constructed. In the same way, here also, in any of these earlier sentences, if you see, you can split it into two parts. Okay, ke pathanti, satithyaha patanti. Next, yuvabhyam sartham ke patanti, along with you who are already. Okay, so that is how you can think of these.
One more thing, sir.
Yes.
This always in answer to sakam sardham will be used, or we can use saha also there.
Anything. So that's
Okay.
what. That's why I mentioned. I did not put any arrow mark like this. So saha, sakam, sardham, samam. All these four can be used interchangeably. There is no hard and fast rule that for a question with saha only sakam should be used, or with sakam only sardham should be used. There is no such rule. All these four are equivalents or same synonyms. You can use them as in how you want. So tvaya sakam kaha agachati, maya sakam janakaha agachati is also right. Maya saha janakaha agachati is also right. Maya sardham is also right. So all these four possibilities are the same.
Dhanyavadaha.
Okay. So please note the important aspects in this slide is sakam, sardham, samam, and saha. Whenever we use this corresponding noun along with dash, whatever the answer we get, that word will be in Tritiya Vibhakti. Ramaha vanam gacchati. Okay. Ramaha vanam gacchati. Next, we will want to say Sita vanam gacchati. These two are the sentences. Now we ask a question. Sita kena saha kena sakam vanam gacchati. Then answer will be Sita ramena sakam vanam gacchati. So now the pradhana kriya or the person who is doing the action in these cases will be janakaha agachati, whichever is in prathama vibhakti. Sita gachati is kind of depicted as important action. And next, along with whom you are asking, it is just a subordinate with respect to this sentence. In this particular sentence, whenever we use saha, sakam, sardham, samam, the word which is there in prathama vibhakti and which is relating to the kriya pada will be of prominence. So along with is always a bit of a secondary importance. That's how you can also think. Okay. So with that, I think this concept should be clear. So whenever we use sakam, sartham, samam, saha, tritiya vibhakti should be used. It can mean ekavachanam, dvivachanam, or bahuvachanam depending on the context. Maya sardham, yuvabhyam sardham, etai saha. Okay, in this way. Okay, now we shall go to the next slide. Yeah, there is one more word which is left, that is gayati. Gayati, gayataha, gayanti means sings. Gayati sing, gayanti sings. Like when many people sing. Okay. Okay. We shall go ahead. Yes, dhanyawadaha. I shall call out a few more students. So,
धन्यवादः महोदय.
dhanyawadaha. Okay. Next, let me call out Advait Ashok.
Hello.
Ram Ram Ram.
Ram Ram Ram.
And next, Rama Pichi Krishnan. Please be ready. Advait, you can ask the question.
Namaste, namaste, sir.
Not a question. Read the first sentence.
Tena vina
Vina.
Tena vina trinamapi na chalati.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Read the second sentence also.
Dayaya
Dayaya.
vina dharma na rajate.
Rajate. Okay, very good. Okay, now let us try to understand these sentences. I shall ask a few questions. Rama Bhagini, try to answer them. So in this, we are seeing a few new words. Vina,
Yes, sir.
Chalati, Dayaya, and then Rajate. Whichever is highlighted in green are new words. Okay. Now let us try to understand each of the vibhaktis. Okay. Tena. Can you identify the vibhakti?
Tena is Tritiya Vibhakti.
Yes, very good.
Ekavachanam.
Tritiya vibhakti ekavachanam.
Ekavachanam Pullinga.
Yes, Pullinga. Very good. That is right. Next, Vina, let us see it later. Trinam api. So here there are two words. Trinam api.
Okay.
Trinam and api. There are two words. Okay.
Trinam means, sir,
Trinam is the word.
Trinam
means
Dvitiya Vibhakti.
Yes, very good. Dvitiya vibhakti hi ekavachanam here. So vanam vane vanani. In both prathama vibhakti and dvitiya vibhakti it is the same. So here, based on the context, Trinam is basically the object of this kriya of Chalati. Okay, Chalati means moves. Chalati means moves. It is again in Prathama Bhakti, Prathama Purusha Ekavachanam. Trinam api. Okay, api is another avyaya. Okay, api means also. Api means also. Okay, similarly, Dayaya Vina. Can you identify the Vibhakti and Vachana for this? Linga Vibhakti Vachana.
The Dayaya third Vibhakti.
That is right. Tritiya Bhakti again
Tritiya Vibhakti.
Ekavachanam.
Dayaya Dharmaha Ekavachanam Pullinga.
Right.
Pullinga Prathama Vibhakti.
Right. And then Rajate is also Prathama Purusha Ekavachanam.
Atmanepati Kriyapadam.
That is right. Kshamiyatam, here I thought it to be as the Dvitiya Bhakti, but here it is Prathama Bhakti only because Trinam Chalati. Okay, it is a subject only. Kshamiyatam, sorry for the
Trinam is Prathama Vibhakti, sir?
Yes, Trinam is Prathama Bhakti only. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So now let us understand the meaning of this sentence. Tena vina Trinam api na chalati. Vina. Okay. Vina means without. Without him. Without the Bhagavan or Devaha. Devena vina. Trinam api. Even a grass. Okay. Even a blade of a grass will not move.
Okay.
Will not move. Trinam means grass. Trinam api na chalati. It will also not move. Okay. Next, Daya. Daya is compassion. Dayaya vina, without compassion, dharmaha na rajate. Dharma cannot shine. Okay, the righteousness or the righteous path cannot shine. Okay, so these are the meanings of these two sentences. Vina is a avyaya. So whenever we use vina, the corresponding word similar to saha, sakam, sardham, samam, it will be in tritiya vibhakti. That is one of the case. Okay. There are another case wherein along with vina we can also use dvitiya vibhakti. Okay. Jalam vina meenah na jivati. Without water, the fish cannot live, etc. Okay. Dhanyawadaha Advait and Rama Bhagini. Thanks for participating. So tena vina. Whenever we use vina, the corresponding word will be in tritiya vibhakti. Please make note of this. Dayaya vina. Daya is the akaranta strilinga shabdaha. Dayaya vina is in tritiya vibhakti because of vina. Dharmaha na rajate, trinamapi na chalati, etc. Hope this part is clear. So please note this is in prathama bhakti only, not dvitiya bhakti. So this is the subject because trinam chalati. Okay. We shall go ahead. Now we shall quickly see just like a remembering table. So it is easier for us to practice it as well. So whenever we ask a question in tvam or basically in yushmat shabda, the answer will be in asmat shabda. Okay. The vachanas also will be correspondingly changed. Okay. Just to note that. So tvam will change to mam. Tvam kaha pathayati, mam shikshika pathayati. Tvam kaha nindati, mam shikshika nindati. Tvam kaha prashamsati, mam shikshika prashamsati. Tvam kaha ahvayati, mam arunaha ahvayati, mam pratibha ahvayati, mam mitram ahvayati, etc. All these things we can make use of. Okay. So whenever you ask a question in tvam, that is yushmat shabda, we will have to answer it in asmat shabda. Just make note of it. Similarly, yuvam, whenever it is dvivachana, yuvam kaha pathayati, avam shikshakaha pathayati. There is no hard and fast rule or any rule that if yuvam is in dvivachana, also the other words also should be in dvivachana. It is not necessary. You can ask in the same for yuvam kaha pathayati, yuvam kau pathayataha, yuvam ke pathayanti. All these three are valid and the answers also will be similar. Avam shikshakaha pathayati, avam shikshakau pathayataha, avam shikshakaha pathayanti. Okay, this slide will just help you to know, like whenever we have yuvam, avam should come. Okay, in the corresponding vibhakti. Just remember that. And the same way when we go to bahuvachanam, yushman kaha pathayati, yushman kau pathayataha, yushman ke pathayanti. Okay, these are the three variants of the same sentence. Asman shikshakaha pathayati, asman shikshakau pathayataha, asman shikshakaha pathayanti. All these three are the correct answers for the corresponding questions. Please make note of this so that it's you're clear with this particular concept. Okay. So now the griha karyam is practice varnaha. And then this I had given as part of the homework in the first slide also. Then practice and complete the exercises on Chaturtha Patha. See the exam corner for the questions. I shall upload this in some time. So there you'll be able to see the questions. And I request you to try answering these questions so that if you have any doubts or etc., we can take it up in the next class. Okay. So I shall quickly show you what are the questions. How it is, and I shall describe the mains for you so that it will be easy for you. I shall upload this document. So the first main, Samskrita bhashayam uttaram likhata. Samskritadalli uttarisi. So UMK you will have to answer based on whatever you have learned in the textbook. Also you can answer a bit on your own also. There's no hard and fast rule. So you can remember sakam, sardham, samam, what all are there, and try to ensure that you change the asmat shabda to yushmat and yushmat to asmat accordingly. The second main is write the other numbers. Ekavachanam, vivachanam is missed, so fill in the blanks correctly. The third main for this will be frame the questions, frame interrogative sentences based on underlined word. Mahyam karpasani vastrani priyani. Then you will have to ask a question which answers this entire sentence. Okay, so please ensure try to again here also you'll have to change asmat to yusmat shabda etc. So please make note of that. Then paryaya padani likhata, or write the synonyms of. If you refer to the slides, it will be available. You can see these: Chhatraha, Mahila, Janakaha, and Ambaram. You can refer to it. Then write the linga vibhakti vachana of all these. So which linga it belongs to Mitraya, which vibhakti, and then which vachana. Okay. Try to write this. Practice the shabda along with this whenever you write it. And the last main is simple. Fill up the blanks with the appropriate case form. That is, case is nothing but the vibhakti form of the given word. They have given the word in the bracket. You will have to use the corresponding or the correct vibhakti so that you will be the sentence is correct grammatical. Okay, this is based on whatever we have learned so far. Based on that, so hope you'll all be able to do this exercise without fail. So please do it. Okay. So now let me come back to the slides. Okay. So now quickly we shall revise numbers and we shall conclude the today's class. I've just put this in the complete table format for 1 to 40. This we have learned already, which we had seen earlier, the same thing. So that's why I will not spend more time on this aspect. Okay. So it's all ekam dve trini till 40. Chatvarimshat paryantam asmabhi dushtam. We have seen some of the special case, that is ashtavimshatihi, ashtadasha, and ashtatrimshat. There is a dirgha here, and also some of the other words are a bit different here. Now the remaining numbers, which is from 41 to 100, will follow a uniform pattern. Okay, I will tell that pattern and I'll ask you, I'll leave it for you to read these and practice it. Okay. So it is, if you remember this part, eka, dvi, tri, chatur. Okay, I will just give a pause for this particular number alone. Pancha, shat, sapta, ashta, and nava. If you remember these, eka, dvi, tri, chatur, pancha, shat, sapta, ashta, nava, just combine the base along with it and you will get it everywhere the same way. Eka panchashat, eka chatvarimshat, eka panchashat, eka shashtihi, eka saptatihi, eka ashitihi, and then eka navatihi. Since the base is ashitihi, there is a sandhi that happens, and because of which we get eka ashitihi, eka ashitihi, eka ashitihi. We shall learn about it in further classes, don't worry. Similarly, द्विचत्वारिंशत्, द्विपञ्चाशत्, द्विषष्टिः, द्विसप्ततिः, द्व्यशीतिः, द्विअशीतिः, द्व्यशीतिः, द्विनवतिः, त्रिचत्वारिंशत्, त्रिपञ्चाशत्, त्रिषष्टिः, त्रिसप्ततिः, त्र्यशीतिः, त्रिनवतिः, चतुश्चत्वारिंशत्, चतुष्पञ्चाशत्, चतुष्षष्टिः, चतुस्सप्ततिः, चतुरशीतिः, चतुर्नवतिः, पंचपञ्चाशत्, पंचषष्टिः, पंचसप्ततिः, पंचाशीतिः, पंचनवतिः. In the same way, the table continues. So this follows from 41 to 100. The pattern is very similar. Okay. So if you just know the prefixes that needs to be added, the final word, you will be able to tell it correctly without any issues. Okay. In some books or in some places, you would have seen, instead of Navasaptatihi or instead of the 9th number, they will say Ekona, and then they will refer to the next place. Ekona shitihi, ekona saptatihi, ekona shashtihi, etc. Both forms are correct. Navasaptatihi, ekona ashitihi, ekona shitihi is also right. Similarly, navashitihi or ekona navatihi is also right. So both una means one less. Okay, una means less. Ekona means one less than whatever number you are telling next. Okay, that is just for your information. Please practice this sankhyaha. Okay. So we shall take it further in our next class. Of course, you all know how to access the course material and the videos that are available. So now, if you have any questions, I shall open up for Q&A, and then we shall conclude today's class based on that. So I'm lowering everyone's hands. Those who have questions, important questions related to the class content that we have learned so far, I request you to ask the questions. Okay. In the meantime, I shall see quickly if there are any important questions in the Q&A chat box. So what is the fees of the exam? Someone has asked. So please note, all the details related to the exam will be announced in the upcoming classes by the last week of July. So please park your questions until then. Don't worry about all these things. So please focus more on studying. Please practice and learn. That is most important. Related to exam, I shall provide the details as and when it is necessary. I'm not able to see the memorization portion, so I don't think there is any issue with respect to that, because it should be available, and I have uploaded it. If you just come to Prathama page, and if you just come down, and if you see in the examination corner, I'm just showing in my screen now, memorization portions, it is available here. So you can use this. Here towards the right side, you have both the document which has all the shlokas, subhashitani and everything, which I call it as part 1, because there are some more portions for memorization that we will learn in the upcoming classes, and audio for each of them. Prarthana shlokas audio, then subhashitani audio, and then varnotpatti sthanani audio for practice. So you can refer to these for memorization aspects. One more important thing, to learn the kriya padas etc., to know the forms etc., you can refer to this website, ashtadhyayi.com. Okay, ashtadhyayi.com. If you come here and if you search for a dhatu that you want, okay, here in the bottom you can see dhatu pathaha. Of course, it has a lot of more information than what is needed for us, but this is one place where you can refer to and learn. For example, bhu dhatuhu, if you take the first table, if you refer, that is sufficient, because that is lattakaraha. There are all other lakaras also listed. Don't worry about it. Just refer to the lakara alone. And if you know the dhatu, if you want to say pata dhatu, then you can type it also. Type it in both Devanagari and in English also, either way. So based on that, you will get that answer. Patha, if you give this way, you will see this patha, vyaktayam, vachi, etc. Otherwise, if you know the English meaning of it, so read if you give, then also it will list down many of them which has read as part of it. So you will have to search, and then you can get that particular dhatu, pat dhatu, and you can refer to those forms. And again, just refer to the lat lakaraha, which is there for us. Okay. So now let me come back to the slides. Okay. So now I'll ask a few students to ask a question. Padma Narayanan Bhagini, please restrict your question to one most important question that you have with respect to the content that you have learned so far.
Yeah. When you write Shashti, the ta, is it the first ta or the second ta?
It is Alpa Prana.
Okay, Alpa Purana.
Yes.
But then when we write the Shashti Vibhakti, then it becomes the Mahaprana?
That is right.
Okay, that's what was confusing me. There were two types of Shashti. Okay, great, thank you.
Don't worry, see, this is Shashtihi, this is Hraswa. Okay, that Shashti Vibhakti that we are seeing, it is based on Shat, basically, which is 6, basically the number 6. There is a particular pratyaya that happens and then it transforms to Shashti. Okay, so here it is Shashti. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Sure. Dhanyawadaha. So if your question is answered, please lower your hands so it's easier for me to call out the next students. I'll unmute at least allow 2-3 students. So one after that you can ask the question. Rama Bhagini, next Pranaya Mishra, and then Ghaneshya Mahodaya. In the same order. Rama Bhagini, you can ask the question.
Namaste, sir. You told us in Yetehi Saha Ka Gayanti, Kaha Gayanti, one question. The last paragraph, but in the book the answer is this one. Another next line is Ebihi Samam Balika Ka Gayanti. So, but whether it's Etehi or Ebihi, which is correct, sir?
Actually, Ebihi is also correct. There's no wrong or anything in that. But that shabda we hadn't learned, right? So I did not.
That's why, sir.
Yes. So Etaihi you can use. Etaihi Samam, Etaihi you can use. That should be sufficient.
Okay, ABH is also correct, but
we haven't learned that.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Introduced in today's class. So later,
okay.
when we refer to the textbook directly, I'll explain it. Okay.
Dhanyawadaha, sir.
Very good. Dhanyawadaha. You can go on mute. Okay. Pranaya Mishra, you can ask your question.
Sir, there was a sentence like Yubam Ko Nindataha.
Right.
In that one, the answer was Avam Ramesh Gopalo Nindatah.
Very good.
So
Right.
now this Nindatah is coming for Ramesh Gopalo because third person means in Sanskrit it is the Pratham Purusha.
That is right.
And Dvibachana. But can we say that Ramesh Gopalo Avam Nindatah?
Yes, possible. I mean, see the order in which the sentence, if you in the sentence, okay, Avam Ramesha Gopalo Nindataha, Ramesha Gopalo Avam Nindataha, both are correct. There's no difference if you write in that way or this way.
Sir, if we say that we here in English meaning is that Ramesh and Gopal blame
Us.
If
Right.
I say that we blame Ramesh Gopal, then I'm trying just for your thing.
Okay. If you want to tell that way, if you want to tell that we both, okay, we both, that is Aham Avam, then we will have to use Uttama Purusha because we are the doers of the action here.
Yes, exactly. So I wanted to mean that then in that
Okay.
sense, then
In
it
that
will become Avam Ramesh Gopalo Nindavaha.
Right. Avam Nindavaha. So we both blame. Whom do we blame? We both blame Ramesha Gopalo.
So Ramesh Gopalo will remain the same.
That's right. If there are two people, Ramesh Gopal. But if
Okay.
you have Ramesha, Gopala and Raghava, for example, okay, Ramesha Gopala Raghavaha Nindavaha. So Avam Nindavaha stays common, and based on the object, it can be Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, or Bahuvachanam. Ramesham Nindavaha, or say Balakam Nindavaha, Balakau Nindavaha, Balakan Nindavaha. So either way we can use it.
Got it. Dhanyavada.
Sure. Okay, next, Ghanesha Mohdaya.
Ram Mohdaya.
Yes.
Sir, in the last paragraph today we learned all the sentences it looks like a passive voice. Are they passive voice or active voice?
No, this is an
Tvam
active.
kaha avati, mam gauri shahavati, yuvam ko nindataha. It looks like a passive voice sentence. Is it passive or active voice?
It is active voice only because kaha ahvayati, who is calling? Okay. So it is not that who is calling you. That is the direct sentence that is there. It is not whom are you called by? Okay. So that is the passive voice. Okay. That is not the case in this. Whatever sentence we have seen, though we may feel that because the Tritiya Vibhakti is coming, it may seem like it is a passive voice, but it is not. So who is calling is the a Kriya. Based on the Kriya Pada, we'll have to decide whether it is active or passive voice. So it is active voice only.
Okay, Dhanyavada, sir. Dhanyavada.
Okay, sure. Dhanyavada. Okay, let me take maybe one or two more questions and then we shall conclude. Murali Iyer Mahodaya, Narayan Bala, and then Phanishri Kavirayani. So in the same order.
Yeah, Namo Namaha. I am not having a question. May I say?
I'm unable to hear you, Mahodaya. Can you please check your audio connection? By that time, I will.
Can you hear now?
No, it's little feeble only.
Is it okay now?
You can just check the connection. By that time, Narayan will
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
In the usage of the Avyaya Vina, in every sentence, we can either use the Ditiya Vibhakti or the Tritiya Vibhakti, right?
Yeah, Dvitiya, actually, the generic cases, Dvitiya, Tritiya, or Panchami for Vina.
Panchami, okay.
Yeah.
All the three, any sentence we can use, right?
Yes. Whenever we are using Vina, the corresponding word should be in only these three Vibhaktis.
These three Vibhaktis. Okay.
But in general, most of the cases we use Tritiya or Dvitiya. So there are cases of Panchami also, but based on our textbook, we shall use Tritiya Vibhakti. Okay.
Dhanyavada.
Sure. Next, yes, Phanishri Bhagini.
Ram Mahodaya.
Namaste.
In the fifth Abhyasa, fifth one, Lingaha is given. Actually, the Shabda is Lingam, no? When to use Lingaha and when to use Lingam?
Okay, so a good question. So in Sanskrit, you would have seen this again, like Pullingaha is some places we use, and Lingam is also the word. So the word itself is lingam, okay? That is Napumsakalinga word only. But whenever we use it as an adjective to a shabda, shabdaha is a pullinga shabda. So pullingaha shabdaha. In such cases, lingaha can be used. Okay, if you are referring to another word which is a pullinga word. Okay, so linga vibhakti vachana, lingaha or lingam, both ways you can use it.
Dhanyawada.
Sure. Okay. Now Murli Mohoria, can you speak now?
Is it audible?
It's okay. I can manage. Maybe you can ask the question.
Okay. Actually, I wanted to not ask a question, but share a little trick about.
Sorry, I couldn't get that. If you can type in the Q&A chat box, I can check and answer it.
Want to actually share a little trick to remember.
Unable to hear your voice, Kshamyatam. So please type in Q&A box. I can check and answer it. Okay, the last question maybe. Okay, Kalyan Mohodaya, I'll unmuting you. Next, yeah, maybe Aditya Vasishta.
Yes, sir. Namo Nama.
Namaste.
Sir, the sentence Mahyam
Right.
Karpashani Vastrani Priyani.
Right.
Which one is the subject here? Because Mahyam is in Chaturthi Vibhakti.
Right.
So I don't understand which one is the subject here.
In that sentence, Mahyam Karpasani Vastrani Priyani, the Vastrani itself is the subject basically. Okay.
Vastrani is the subject. Oh.
Yes.
And
okay.
Sir, I had put some questions through email.
Yeah, I've seen the questions. Yeah, but of late I've been a bit busy, so I'm unable to answer all the emails. So some of the emails which are like very quick, I'm answering as and when I receive them or whenever I get the time. I saw your question. There's like a bit more answer that I have to give there. So it's a bit of a lengthy mail. So I
Okay, sir. Okay, but at least just one hint regarding forming Dhatu Rupani of Karoti and Kurute.
Right.
By using your general rule.
Right.
So because this one I could not explain.
Okay, sure. I shall check that and answer it. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Dhanyawad.
Sure. Dhanyawad. Okay, last question, Aditya.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have two questions. So, but they are not really relevant to this chapter. Sir, actually, I'm a new student. So, how do I get the textbook? Like, from where can I order it?
All the information is available on the website. Okay, and also I shall share. It will be also part of this slide deck also. Okay, in this slide, it is available how to procure the textbook. So you can contact the Sabha for the textbook. Okay, so you know where to find the course material, etc. That is also available in the last slide, and I also showed it.
Yes, sir.
There you can refer. You can check and yeah, know about it.
Yes, sir. So the other one is that how can I contact you, sir? I have a few questions and I've sent emails, but they haven't responded.
So yeah, as I said, like a few emails I haven't been able to respond back. So I shall do it. Okay. So through email only. So raghu.vyoma@gmail.com. Please write an email.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I shall respond to it. Okay, sure. With that, With that, we shall conclude today's class. Dhanyawadaha sarvebhyaha. Ram Ram Ram. Please try to do the exercise and come for the next class so that we can discuss and proceed further from there.